If you're new to Apex Legends, all the gear types and colors can be a bit confusing, so I'm going to do a quick breakdown of everything so you can be on your way to getting your first win. Lots of people liked my previous beginner breakdown videos, but those are kind of like 2 years old, so I'm updating those for the launch of Season 10, because a lot has changed since I made those videos, and I'll probably have to end up updating these one in another year or two. But let's start with the loot rarity. There are now 5 rarity levels in Apex, starting from white going up to red, each level being higher quality than the last. However, the red loot doesn't have gear in every category like the other colors since it's the rarest. There's only red weapons, a red shield, and red keycards that give you access to loot vaults on certain maps. Everything in the game is color coded from weapon attachments to gear types, so that makes looting easy and fast. First up is the most important item you can loot, the body shield. Shields in Apex work differently compared to most other BR games, so these are Evo shields. If you cause enough damage, your shield levels up to a higher quality one, so you can go looting and hope you find a better shield, or you can get into lots of gunfights and get damage to level up your shield. So there's a way for both passive and aggressive players to get better loot. White Evo shields take 50 damage, blue shields take 75, purples take 100, and reds take 125. Now, gold gear has the same stats as purple gear, but they come with special perks. So the gold shield can take 100 damage, but it can't level up to a red shield like a purple one can, but it has the fast healing perk. If your shield breaks from taking too much damage, normally when you heal, it refills 1 slot at a time. With the fast healing perk, all healing items heal twice the amount. So 2 shield cells and 2 syringes will fully heal you rather than using 4 each like with other shields. So that's a trade-off between gold and red shields. Do you want a red shield to absorb more bullets, or do you want a fast healing perk? It's all down to personal preference. That's only with the shields though. If you come across any other type of gear, always choose the gold one. Now let's talk about the Evo stages. You need to cause damage to other players to level up your shield. Damage only counts when you hit an enemy's shield, or if they don't have a shield, hitting direct flesh, and you'll hear the difference in sound when someone has on a shield from when they don't. Those are the only ways to level up a shield, so shooting an enemy's abilities or anything else that you can cause damage to won't count, including knockdown shields. So now that's out the way, white shields need 150 damage to turn blue, blue shields need 300 damage to turn purple, purple shields need 750 to turn red, and red is the final stage, so when you hit that then you're done, there's no more leveling up to do. Next are the helmets. These reduce the headshot multiplier damage. The higher the level of the helmet, the more damage it would reduce. The reduction goes by 20, 40, and 50% on white, blue, and purple helmets respectively, but the gold helmet has a perk which reduces the cooldown of your tactical and ultimate abilities by 20%, so you get them back faster. Next are the backpacks, and this is where your loot goes. Without a bag, you have 10 slots to hold all of your items. Higher quality bags give you more loot space, so white bags add 2 slots, blues add 4, purples and golds add 6 slots, and there's a perk for the gold bag which is called Guardian Angel. So this is where you revive a teammate, they will now get up with a little bit of shields and health. Whereas normally, if you revive them, they only have just a little bit of health and no shields. Knockdown shields are useful for staying alive and defending your team in tight situations. Like the name suggests, this is a shield you get to use when you get knocked. You can activate it to stop incoming damage until the bar gets empty or until a teammate revives you. White knockdown shields block 200 damage, blues block 450 damage, purples and gold block 750 damage, and the perk on the gold knockdown shield is the ability to self-revive, but it takes kinda long, so try to crawl away to somewhere safe before rezzing yourself. Now over to the consumables. I don't know why Apex calls them that, but these are your healing items. These are shield cells. They refill 25% of your shield, which is basically 1 slot, and it's 3 seconds per cell. And shield batteries refill 100%. These take 5 seconds, and it doesn't matter the size of the shield. Want to use this, it'll refill the entire shield. Syringes heal 25% of your health in 5 seconds, while bigger med kits will heal 100% in 8 seconds. Phoenix kits are a combination of shield batteries and med kits. They heal everything, but it takes 10 seconds. If you hold down the heal button, it'll bring up a wheel so you can switch to which type of heal you want in the quick selection slot at the bottom. But also, if you forget what an item does, you can see the description is in the middle when you toggle over an item, and it's also highlight what that item heals. So if you look at the health down here, as I scroll over them, you'll see what each item heals. Lastly, this is an ultimate accelerant. Using this takes 7 seconds and it increases your ultimate meter by 35%. This item doesn't go to the consumable wheel, it goes directly into your bag. Now, before you'd have to pick this up, go in your bag, and then click it to use it. But now, if your ultimate isn't full, you can just pick it up and press the ultimate button, and that'll activate the ultimate accelerant, and you'll start using it automatically. Now, here's how much space these items will take up in your bag. Shield cells and syringes, you can stack 4 per slot. Shield batteries and med kits, you can stack 2 per slot, and ultimate accelerants and phoenix kits can't stack, so it's only 1 per slot. Unless you're playing the character Watson, whose passive ability allows her to stack 2 ultimate accelerants. I recently did a vid on how to set up your bag and how much loot you should take up, so I highly recommend you check that out. Card will be up there in the top right. Lastly, this one is called the survival slot, and you can put either a mobile respawn beacon or a heat shield here. Mobile respawn beacons allow you to call in a respawn beacon anywhere on the map instead of having to run around and find an available one to respawn a teammate. But it takes a while because it drops out the sky kind of like a care package, and then you have to recall your teammate, so be prepared to wait and defend the person you're respawning. Next are the heat shields. These put a bubble around you that protect you from the ring till the battery runs out, and you can see it counting down in the middle here. So if you get caught in the ring, you can put this down and heal. You can loot death boxes or revive a teammate, but just know these are not bulletproof, so you can be killed while inside one. You can stack 2 heat shields and only 1 respawn beacon. So Apex added a 10 out of 10 quality of life feature back in season 9, which is called the starter kit. So when you drop in the Battle Royale mode, you now start with a white Evo shield, helmet, and knockdown shield, along with 2 shield cells and syringes, but no bag. So this starter kit is great because it's more forgiving. You don't just drop in and die instantly because you can't find a weapon, which is great for everyone, from beginners to the Apex veterans. So looting should be a bit easier since you start with all white loot. Just go and loot for better gear. And also, second plug here, I did a video on how to loot better and more efficiently, so you can go check that out there as well, or you can click the playlist at the end of the video. And lastly, these are the grenades. So the thermite grenade always lands horizontal to where you throw them, and they then burn in a straight line for a while. These go off as soon as they touch the ground, and anyone hit by these takes tick damage, so although they're no longer standing in it, it'll still be damaging them for a few seconds. Arc stars can stick to any surface, and if you stick them to a player, it'll cause damage on impact and then again when it explodes. Arc stars kind of have a short countdown before they blow up, and you'll hear the sound effects speed up before it goes off.
Arc star out. There goes me arc star.
These grenades have a big blast area, and anyone they hit, it kind of instantly breaks their shields depending on how close they are to it, and stuns them, which also stops them from running. Lastly are the frag grenades, and these have an even shorter fuse, and then they just blow up and it scatters everything caught in the blast radius. Lots of people prefer the arc star to the others, myself included, but here are the major differences side by side. Thermites do take damage, and because they burn so long, they're great for blocking paths. Arc stars stun and disable sprinting, while frags just kind of move things away. So thermites are best for down players, because even if they use the knockdown shield, it'll kind of burn through that and then their health, because it burns for so long. People prefer the arc stars because it stops enemies from running, and the easiest targets to hit are the ones that aren't moving. And frags are kind of just a last resort, to be honest. Grenades take up 1 slot each in your bag unless you're the character Fuse, whose passive allows him to stack 2 grenades per slot. So we're at the end of the video. If you found this helpful, feel free to share it around to any other Apex newbies you know, and subscribe for more Apex Legends guides. I'll be updating the weapon and attachments videos next in the near future. Subscribe so you don't miss those, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.